Alex and Sarah both have a similar job and earns $70,000 a year, and both of them are of same age. But one of them is always stressed about money, while the other one seems so peaceful and maintains a good relationship with everyone due to the lack of mental burden. Same scenario but different situation. Let's see why this happens. Imagine walking into a room and being handed a choice. In front of you sits a glowing, neon-lit button. If you press it, fireworks go off, a crowd cheers, and you get an instant rush of adrenaline. Next to it sits a dull, grey block of concrete. If you stare at it, nothing happens. It just sits there. Which one do your brain cells desperately want to interact with? Our brains are biologically wired for the fireworks. We are dopamine hunters, constantly scanning our environment for excitement, novelty, and speed. And this exact evolutionary hardwiring is why most people struggle to build long-term wealth. Because the truth about becoming a millionaire isn't a high-stakes thriller filled with flashing luxury cars, chaotic stock market trading floors, and sudden windfalls of luck. Real wealth building is painfully, exquisitely, beautifully boring. It looks less like a Hollywood movie and much more like watching grass grow or waiting for paint to dry. In fact, if your investment strategy or your daily financial routine feels exciting, you are probably doing it wrong, and you might be gambling away your future without even realizing it. Today, we are going to peel back the curtain on the quiet, unglamorous world of the invisible rich. We are going to explore the psychological trap that keeps ordinary people chasing financial fireworks and uncover the 4 deeply boring habits that turn average income earners into millionaires, while the rest of the world is looking the other way. Let's set the stage with a situation most of us have witnessed. Meet Alex and Sarah. Both are 30 years old, earn identical incomes, and live in the same neighborhood. Alex loves the feeling of progress. When he gets a promotion, he immediately upgrades his lifestyle. He gets a sleek new car on a finance plan because the smell of the leather makes him feel successful. He buys the latest smartphone because the 3 camera lenses on the back signal to the world that he's moving up. When he invests, he looks for the next big thing, the trending tech stock, the volatile digital asset, or the sector everyone on social media is buzzing about. His financial life is a constant loop of high-energy decisions and dramatic conversations. To the outside observer, Alex looks like he is on the fast track to wealth. Then, there's Sarah. Sarah drives a 7-year-old hatchback that is perfectly maintained but completely unremarkable. When she gets a raise, nothing about her outward appearance changes. She doesn't buy a new wardrobe or upgrade her apartment. Instead, she opens her banking app, types in a few numbers, and automates a transfer to an unsexy diversified index fund, an investment that simply tracks the average performance of the entire stock market. She has been doing this exact same thing on the first day of every single month for 7 years. If you ask Alex about his investments, he will talk for an hour with intense passion. If you ask Sarah, she will shrug and say, "I don't really look at it, it just happens automatically." Who do you think is closer to true financial freedom? Psychologists have a term for what Alex is experiencing, the hedonic treadmill. As humans, we possess an incredible ability to adapt to new levels of luxury. The first week driving a new car feels like heaven. The second month, it feels normal. By the 6-month mark, it's just the space where you sit when you're stuck in traffic, but the heavy monthly payment remains. To get that same high, Alex has to find the next upgrade. He is running as fast as he can, but his net worth isn't moving forward. But there is a deeper, more insidious psychological glitch at play here, known as action bias. When we face an important challenge, like securing our financial future, our inner human coding screams at us to do something. We feel that big goals require big, dramatic, complex actions. Buying a boring index fund and doing nothing for 20 years feels like a failure of effort. It feels lazy. So we tinker, we trade, we chase trends, and we constantly look for shortcuts. We confuse movement with progress. To understand why Sarah's boring approach wins, we have to look at the mathematics of human patience. Wealth building relies heavily on a concept we've all heard of but rarely deeply feel: compound interest. Think of compound interest like rolling a tiny snowball down a massive snow-covered mountain. At first, as the snowball rolls, it picks up just a few flakes of snow. It looks pathetic. You watch it for 10 seconds, and it's barely the size of an apple. This is the stage where most people give up. They look at their small savings balance after a year of sacrifices and think, why bother? This isn't changing my life. But if the mountain is long enough and you leave the snowball alone, something magical happens. The snow sticking to the surface begins to collect more snow. The growth becomes exponential. In the final third of the mountain, the tiny snowball has transformed into an unstoppable avalanche, growing by massive amounts with every single turn. The secret to the avalanche isn't the speed of the roll, it's the fact that the snowball never stopped moving. Every time you tinker with your investments, every time you pull money out to buy a consumer luxury, and every time you switch strategies because you got scared or bored, you are walking down the mountain, smashing your snowball into pieces and carrying a tiny handful back to the top to start over. Millionaires understand that the human brain cannot intuitively grasp exponential growth. We think linearly. If we save $100 a month, our brain thinks, in 10 months, I'll have $1,000. In 100 months, I'll have 10,000. It feels slow and agonizing. Our primitive biology craves the short-term reward of spending that $100 right now on a nice dinner or a new pair of shoes. The survival mechanism within us always prefers a guaranteed reward today over a hypothetical reward 20 years from now. Overcoming this inner wiring requires building systems that protect us from our own impatience. It requires turning wealth building into a series of deeply routine, unexciting habits. The first boring habit of the self-made millionaire is the automation of their financial boundaries. They completely remove human willpower from the equation. Willpower is a finite resource. It's like a phone battery that starts at 100% in the morning and slowly drains with every decision you make, every stressful email you answer, and every temptation you resist. If your strategy for saving money relies on you reaching the end of the month, looking what's left in your account, and consciously choosing to invest it, you will lose. By day 30, your mental battery is at 5%. You see a pair of shoes online, or you feel exhausted from work, and your emotional brain rationalizes the purchase. I worked hard this month. I deserve this. The boring millionaire doesn't fight this battle. They bypass it entirely. On payday, before their eyes even see the money, an automated system splits their paycheck. A portion goes directly to long-term investments, another portion goes straight to fixed bills, and the remainder is left in their checking account. This creates a psychological phenomenon called artificial scarcity. If you look at your account and see $2,000, your brain subconsciously plans a lifestyle based on $2,000. But if an automated transfer moves $500 out the second you get paid, leaving you with $1,500, your brain quickly adapts to that lower baseline. You don't feel like you are actively starving yourself of joy. You simply operate within the boundaries of what is visible. This habit is incredibly boring because it requires zero daily thought. There are no late-night charting sessions, no checking stock tickers during lunch breaks, and no stressful debates about whether it's the right day to buy. The system functions in the background, cold and mechanical, while the individual goes about living their actual life. The second habit is the practice of maintaining a stable baseline of consumption, even when income rises. In the financial world, this is known as avoiding lifestyle creep, but philosophically, it is something much deeper. It is knowing you're enough. Imagine you are incredibly thirsty and someone hands you a glass of cold water. That first glass tastes like absolute magic. It brings immense satisfaction. Now imagine they hand you a second glass. It's still good, but the urgency is gone. By the fifth glass, the water provides zero additional happiness. In fact, forcing yourself to drink it becomes uncomfortable. Money and material possessions operate under this exact law of diminishing returns. Going from living in a stressful, unsafe environment to a clean, secure apartment provides a massive leap in human happiness. But moving from a beautiful, comfortable home into a mega mansion doesn't multiply your happiness by 10. It simply multiplies your maintenance costs, your insurance premiums, and your anxiety. Most people treat an increase in income as a mandate to increase their footprint on the world. If they make 10% more money, they immediately buy a 10% larger life. The boring millionaire treats an increase in income as a widening of their safety margin. When their income goes up, they keep their living expenses flat. They understand that the gap between their income and their expenses is the exact location where freedom is manufactured. This habit looks boring from the outside because it means choosing to look average when you have the financial capacity to look wealthy. It means driving the sensible sedan into the office parking lot even when your bank account says you could comfortably lease a sports car. It requires conquering the deep-seated human desire for status signaling, the evolutionary urge to show the rest of the tribe that you are a successful provider. The boring millionaire derives their confidence not from the applause of their neighbors, but from the quiet, invisible certainty of their balance sheet. The third habit isn't about what you do, it's about what you don't do when the world enters a panic. It is the habit of emotional stillness during market turbulence. Every few years, the global economy hits a bumpy patch. The stock market drops, the news headlines turn red, and experts on television begin predicting financial doom. During these periods, the human survival instinct screams at us to flee. We experience loss aversion, a psychological bias where the pain of losing $100 is twice as intense as the joy of making $100. When people watch their investment balances drop during a market correction, they feel a literal physical sensation of pain in their chest. To stop the pain, their primitive brain demands action. Sell everything. Save what's left. The boring millionaire does something completely unnatural during these moments. Absolutely nothing. They don't check their portfolio daily. They don't read panic-inducing articles. They keep their automated investment systems running exactly as they were before. In fact, they view a market drop through a radically simplified lens. Imagine walking into your favorite clothing store and noticing that everything in the entire shop is suddenly 40% off. You wouldn't run out of the store screaming in terror, throwing your clothes on the floor. You would likely smile, walk up to the counter, and buy the items you needed at a discount. Yet, when the financial markets go on sale, the untrained human mind views it as a tragedy and runs away. The boring millionaire has cultivated the emotional tolerance to view market downturns as a seasonal clearance event. They understand that volatility is simply the non-monetary price of admission for long-term wealth building. By remaining completely inactive, they allow the market to recover and grow, while the emotional investors lock in their losses and exit the game permanently. The final habit crosses the boundary from finance into deep philosophy. Millionaires who build wealth through boring habits usually possess a unique relationship with pleasure. They have decoupled their sense of joy from their level of spending. Society constantly bombards us with a specific narrative that the best experiences in life are the ones that carry the highest price tags. We are told that a vacation is only restorative if it involves a 5-star resort, that a meal is only special if it requires a reservation 3 months in advance, and that a weekend is only fulfilling if it involves spending money. But if you look closely at the daily lives of people who have achieved true financial independence through steady habits, you find a surprising pattern. Their favorite activities are often remarkably low cost or entirely free. They find deep satisfaction in a long walk through a local park, reading a profound book in a quiet room, cooking a slow meal at home with family, cultivating a garden, or mastering a difficult skill through focused practice. This is not about being cheap or practicing miserable self-denial. It is about a psychological concept called internal locus of control. People who rely on expensive luxuries to feel happy are often outsourcing their emotional state to external objects. They need the shiny toy to feel validated. The boring millionaire has an internal source of validation. They understand that the highest forms of human fulfillment, deep relationships, physical health, intellectual curiosity, and creative expression, cannot be purchased at a luxury boutique. By grounding their daily happiness in these timeless, low-cost activities, they create a natural defense system against the consumerist impulses that drain the wealth of the middle class. They don't save money because they are afraid of the future. They save money because they are already deeply satisfied with their present. So, what is the ultimate goal of all this deliberate boredom? Why should anyone choose to automate their money, maintain a modest baseline, endure market drops without reacting, and focus on simple pleasures? It is certainly not to die with a giant number on a screen just for the sake of bragging rights. That would be an empty, tragic waste of a human life. The reason you embrace the boring habits of a millionaire is to buy back the single most valuable asset on earth, your time. True wealth is not measured in material possessions, status symbols, or luxury brands. True wealth is measured in control. It is the ability to wake up in the morning and say, I can do whatever I want today. When you use your income to buy flashy objects, you are trading your freedom for fleeting moments of attention. You are locking yourself into a cycle where you must keep working, keep stressing, and keep running on the treadmill just to maintain the things you own. The items you bought end up owning you. But when you choose the boring path, when you quietly invest your surplus month after month without fanfare, you are systematically purchasing days, months, and years of your life back from the economic machine. You are buying the freedom to leave a toxic job without fear. You are buying the ability to spend unhurried months caring for an aging parent or watching your children grow up. You are buying the luxury of peace of mind, the knowledge that an unexpected medical bill or an economic crisis is a minor inconvenience rather than a life-shattering catastrophe. The next time you see a financial headline promising a fast, thrilling way to get rich overnight, or the next time you feel the urge to make a dramatic change to your financial life just to feel a sense of excitement, take a deep breath. Remember the glowing neon button and the grey block of concrete. Remind yourself that real wealth building isn't a sport for adrenaline junkies. It is a quiet, disciplined, and profoundly boring craft. Embrace the monotony, trust the system. Let the snowball roll in secret and allow time to do the heavy lifting for you. Because in the end, a boring financial life is the exact key that unlocks a deeply rich, meaningful, and extraordinary human existence.